What's going on, guys? Pedro here with 4 Low Addicts, and today we're back here in the garage. Emanuel brought his JK back. What we're going to be doing today is actually trussing the rear axle today. We got done with the front one. We got all that situated. It's all running great. What we're going to start on today is that that rear axle, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the existing factory track bar bracket on the axle itself, and we're also going to be cutting the bracket on the frame. So we're going to get started here shortly. Manuel's back there. He's back today for round 2. We're gonna start basically by removing the bracket from the axle first, and then we're gonna split up. We're gonna divide and conquer. He's gonna start cleaning up the axle while I start trimming the frame bracket for the track bar on the back of the Jeep. And it should be a much easier flow of work this time. It's not as intricate for the rear. There's less contact on the actual axle where it goes. Everything's just kind of drops in. It's a 1 piece. The front one was a 10 piece. So it's a lot easier. Outside of the track bar bracket on the frame side and the axle, it should go pretty easy. Then once we're done with that, we clean it all up. We're gonna actually heat up the pumpkin again. The carrier's already out. We removed the carrier, axle seals, everything's already out of it. And we're gonna heat it up to about 400, 450 degrees. And right after that, we're gonna weld it, and then once we're done with the welding portion of that, we'll wrap it up with blankets and let it cool down slowly to prevent any cracking on the actual welds. So it's gonna go by pretty smooth. I don't expect there to be any complications once we're done with that. Tomorrow I'm hoping we get to actually press in the new inner seals, put the carrier back, put everything back together. We're gonna drop it in. The one thing we will be doing for the track bar bracket initially is we're gonna actually cycle the suspension. We're gonna put it back in, and we'll start cycling to make sure it's not hitting anything else. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you posted as we're progressing through the actual work. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is the factory bracket is right here. What we're gonna do is actually cut it with a plasma cutter. We've already actually laid out and marked out where the truss is gonna go. We basically sat it on top of the housing. It's all notched. It's cut out where it needs to sit. It sits right above the pumpkin. It's basically just cut out to the contour of it. It just drops in. It's a 1-piece truss. It's got the cutout for the breather. It's actually really well thought out. Barnes always does a good job with all their parts. We sat it on top of it. It's already marked out. Once I cut this out, he's going to clean up the axle housing, and I'm going to start cutting out the actual bracket on the frame side. So it should go pretty smooth. Let's go ahead and get started with it. Feel like I should go. Go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should go. Alright, guys, so we got the track bar bracket done, and it turned out really nice. As you can see here, this is the portion where it got welded onto the tubing on the axle. The 2 pieces are now welded onto a single piece here. And I mean, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the outcome. This thing came out really nice. It's really pretty. That thing looks stout. Compared to what it looked like before, this thing is a tank. I mean, the 1/4-inch steel looks beefy. It adds just a whole new look to the axle. Once we put the truss in place, and we can put it on here just to show you what it's going to look like. It's already marked out, but if we put it here, oh, fail. Here, Walter, just put it in. Do we need to rotate it, or is it good? Nope, it's good. So that's where that's going to sit. So this is a lot less welding for the actual truss as opposed to the front, because it's a single piece, as you can see. But I mean, it really is going to be pretty stout. We're going to get ready to start cutting this bracket on this side. This bracket here is going to go away, and we're going to put another bracket, which is going to be also 1/4-inch. Now that Walter wants to play on the rocks, Emanuel. Now that Emanuel wants to play on the rocks, we got to make sure that he has enough strength both on the frame side track bar and on the axle. So that should be good. So now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to the frame. And I know that I mentioned this earlier, but now we're going to go ahead and split up. He's going to clean up the actual axle, and I'm going to clean up the frame. We'll keep going. We've already articulated the axle, so we know what it needs to do. Before we even tacked it, we set it in place. We put it on the jack. We went all the way to the top till it hit the bump stops. Then we let it fall completely down. And the track bar bracket cleared everything and articulated as it should, so that he's not going to have any issues with that. We got it sized where it needs to be. So now we should be able to just size the new track bar that he got. He got a new track bar that's going to go in. We're going to match it to the existing one, and that should pretty much sit right where it should be. So we'll keep going and we'll keep you posted as we go. We're going to weld on the frame, and then we're going to weld on the axle, and that'll be pretty much it for today till we wrap the axle with the blankets.
Money, power, I'm money, power, I'm right big, but I'm big.
Alright guys, so we actually got everything prepped. The track bar bracket on the frame side already being held by some magnets. I'm getting ready to tack it. Once I tack it, then I'll burn it in. Emanuel already finished prepping the axle, so we're ready to burn the truss in as well. As soon as I'm done burning this, I'm going to shift over. We're going to start heating up the cast iron, the pumpkin basically, heating it up to about 450. We'll start burning that in. The cleanup actually went really smooth. If you see on the video, I used the plasma cutter and did very minimal grinding. The fuel tank is right here, so I did put a metal plate protecting the tank, and then I put a welding apron around some of the components as a secondary layer, so that any of the sparks or any of the the splatter from the plasma cutter wouldn't go over there. But everything falls right in place. This is also a Barnes four-wheel drive bracket that goes on the frame side, and it's 1/4 inch. It's got a gusset on the backside that it's gonna sit. Once it sits on the frame, that gusset goes on the backside, kind of it basically mimics the same gusset as the stock one, except this is 1/4 inch metal, as well as this. This is meant it's a little bit, this one's a little bit taller than the stock, and 1/4 inch metal, so it's gonna definitely be way beefier. Once we burn it in, it'll be very strong. But everything's been going smooth so far. He did a great job cleaning up the axle, so I suspect that once we start cleaning that up, that'll go smooth too. We'll basically speed through that. We'll record it as we're going, and we'll wrap it up real quick and basically let it cool down till tomorrow, because we want it to cool down slow. We definitely don't want that thing to try to cool down too fast, because what happens with those cast iron housings is if you cool it down too quick, because you're welding mild steel to the cast, what'll happen is the welds can potentially crack if it cools down too fast. So we're moving along real well, so we'll keep you posted. I'll start burning this in. We're tacking it and burning it, and as we go, if I need to stop, I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, so we got everything ready for the truss. The truss is actually already tacked in place. We got some MAP gas. We're going to be heating up the cast iron portion of it right now. We got an infrared thermometer, and all we're going to do is basically start heating up in sections. We're going to go to about 400 to 450. If you've never done a truss, it's kind of important to really perform this like in stitch welding, basically in sections. You don't want to do a long pass because you don't want to overheat the axle. What'll happen if you do that is you're going to defeat the purpose of what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the axle stronger. By making a long pass from side to side, what you're going to do is you're going to overheat it, and it could potentially warp or bend. So we're going to start welding a piece here, then we're going to move on to the other side, work back and forth on the outer pieces of it. And then as we heat up, once we get to the cast iron, which will be the last piece, we'll probably heat up a section. I'll start burning, and Emanuel will probably start heating up the other section, monitoring the temperature. And then I'll jump to the other side, and we'll be basically both of us jumping back and forth to be able to weld everything in pieces. So what you don't want to do again is overheat this. And the reason why we're heating the cast iron is basically pot steel. It doesn't bond as well as mild steel with the welder, so we're basically heating it up so that the welder doesn't have to work as hard to be able to melt those two metals together. And then as soon as we're done with that, we're going to take the heat blankets. We basically have 2 welding blankets that we're going to wrap up, and then we're going to basically wrap it and leave it nice and tight to allow it to insulate and basically cool down slow. What I'll do is if these welds with the cast cool down too fast, they can crack. So we're trying to avoid that. Everything's already tacked in place. I'm going to start welding basically in pieces around. The track bar bracket's completely welded, so that's a whole nother piece. So this is actually should go by fairly quick, and this will be the last thing we're doing today. And tomorrow we're going to be putting the carrier back on. We're going to install new seals. Everything should go back in place, and then we'll drop in. We're completely done with the frame side bracket. If you saw the video earlier, I was welding that, and that's already done. And we'll paint everything today before we wrap it up. But everything's on track. If you've ever wanted to do this, it's definitely a good idea to do some research and look at what you do, what you're going to do. Even, I mean, I kind of always have a tendency to look at ideas to see, look at what other people are doing. But heating it up, keeping an eye on the temperature, not overheating this, because again, you don't want to defeat what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the axle stronger, not weaker. So we'll go ahead and get going with the welding. Once we get done, we'll check back in with you guys, and we'll go from there.
Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should go. Go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should.
Alright guys, so we actually finished welding the truss. We heated up everything and it's all done, and it's holding all the heat in. We're going to leave it overnight to cool down slowly. And I definitely will write the day off as a success. It's turned out very good, and for that, we're having a celebratory beer now to celebrate the success. So cheers, and we're going to call it a day for today. And tomorrow we'll start putting everything together. We're going to assemble the carrier. Well, the carrier is already put together. Everything's going to go back in place. We'll pack in everything into the carrier, new seals and everything, and we'll put together the outers, and we'll slide the axle back in place, and it should go right where it needs to be. Until tomorrow, cheers. All right, guys. Well, it's the next morning. We let this thing cool down overnight. Now all we really got to do is get this thing assembled, put back together, put in some new seals, and we'll be able to put this back on. We'll put the track bar where it needs to go, and hopefully he's able to take this thing home today. It was actually a really good time. We're gonna start getting ready to uncover it right now. So we'll keep you guys posted as we do that.
We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best. There ain't no one like, cause are you dumb or you crazy? There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best. There ain't no rest. For the wicked, I'm bad and I'm blessed. Put it to the test. For the rest, there ain't no contest. So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest. There ain't no one like, cause are you dumb or you crazy? There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best.
All right, here is the finished product. Here's the axle. Emanuel's actually tightening up the wheels right now as we speak. Everything's where it needs to be. Everything, we even put markers on all the nuts too and bolts. Everything's the way we wanted. This thing actually came out really, really nice. That new track bar bracket. There's the RSO track bar. As you can see, the breather hose is disconnected. We're gonna be getting a longer one, but here's the truss, and I mean, it looks really nice. It's got fluid. We put extended brake lines as well on all four corners this time, just to make it better. But this axle truss came out beautiful everywhere. I mean, I can't really complain. I'm really happy with the outcome. All right, guys, we finally got done with this project. Emanuel's super stoked. He can't wait to take this thing out and flex it out a little bit. That truss came out really sweet. We're super happy with the outcome. We did end up having a little bit of a delay on the actual axle seals, on the inner seals. So I did want to bring this up to you guys. If you have a Rubicon Recon Edition, we kind of ran into a couple of differences on the axle housing. One was the actual Spicer inner seal that it actually calls that the Dana 44 for the JK, or the inner seal that it uses. We had a little bit of a conflict where we were trying to press it in. It was a little bit bigger than we thought. And after reading on a few forums, we saw that it's a common problem for the Recon Edition. So they did something different on the casting, and it turned out a little different. And it causes it to have a little bit of a problem when you're pressing it in. Apparently it's a common problem. If you own a Recon, I definitely would like to hear about it. We were able to press those in after a lot of finagling. However, if you've dealt with that and you know of a part number for the Recon, definitely let me know. Put it down in the comments. I would like to hear about it. If you own a Recon and you're thinking about doing this, just a heads up, there's a few differences in the housing. So definitely consider that. Take that into account when you're making the changes. Emanuel definitely learned a thing or two about the differences from the Recon to a standard Rubicon. On the front axle, the outer seats are different. On the back, the actual casting the house is a little different. So something to think about if you own a Recon and you're going to be doing something like this. Other than that, I mean, the process went really good. We heated up the pumpkin. We cooled it overnight with blankets or welding blankets. So it turned out just as we wanted it to be. But thank you so much for joining us today. Emanuel's going to be super stoked. Emanuel's back there. He's packing everything up. I'm sure you can see him back there. Stay tuned. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you like the channel, your support's greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the support. Till then, this is Pedro with Forlo Addicts. Build, will, break, repeat.
You the best, no contest.